You're not supposed to give that away. Everybody does bounties. Come on. No one just admits to it.
Exactly.
We don't have a TWAB, so it's going to be pretty quick. Yeah,
awesome.
Unless you do the fake TWAB.
No, I'm not gonna do the fake TWAB. No. So you've been Priceless, been teabagging people in the Crucible.
Yes.
You ever wonder what makes a great gamer? Great gaming is not only about cheering on our teammates, but also being there to pick us up when we're down.
Guardian down!
Have you ever played Destiny with a fellow Guardian and thought to yourself, I wonder what their life is like? Questions like these spark conversation, friendship, and community. We're a Destiny 2 podcast that focuses on 3 things: community, news around the gaming industry and Destiny 2, and thought-provoking topics in the game. We're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 231 of Guardian Downcast, a Destiny podcast. I'm your host, Todd, the Gator, and I'm a Day One Guardian who loves gaming and the Destiny franchise. In this episode, we ask, what's it like to be in a gaming family? I think we're going to find out tonight. We have 2 very special guests on the show tonight. I've gamed with both of these community members, and they are truly very fun people to be around. It's a father-daughter duo that both play Destiny. Please welcome Slamin and PricelessCloud. Welcome, and how are you both doing tonight?
Doing great. Good to be here.
Yeah, a little nervous and excited.
Oh, this will be fun. We're going to have a good time tonight. Yeah, we're going to get to know you a little bit more, and you'll be fine, trust me. So many people before you have said the same thing. But on the show tonight, we're going to hear both of their Destiny stories. We'll test their Twitch reflexes in our fast-fire question and answer segment we call the Speed Run. We'll all catch up on our week as well. And then we have questions from our Discord community. We'll choose some songs from our Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. Those links will be down in the description below. And before we leave, I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and that is a short lore reading. I'll explain why a little bit later on. Finally, we have a holiday Scumdesk corner, and someone else may pop in as well. So without further ado, let's roll. Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. There are several ways you can contact us. First, you can find us on X at Guardian_D_cast, where we also post our newly released episodes every week. Or you can find us on Instagram at Guardian_Down_cast and see what pics our podcast guests want to share with you guys. We have a brand new website. Just visit GuardianDowncast.com, where you'll find all of our contact info, leave us a voicemail, give our show a rating and review, search for any episodes, or even give back to our community. Also, don't forget to sign up for future updates to the show, where we'll also have some random drawings throughout the year, and you may win a gift card or even some GDC merch. You can also follow our Guardian Downcast shows song playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. We post those links in our show description every week, so you can follow along with us. And finally, you can send us an email at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. So check us out, and later, Guardian. Well, Slamin and Priceless, good to have you both on the show tonight. I've been wanting to talk to you both for quite a while now, and I'm glad we can actually make it work tonight. Well, let me start with you, Slamin. Where are you guys from, and what do you do for a living, sir?
Yeah, we're California, near Santa Cruz. Yeah, near San Jose, that Bay Area.
Okay.
And I work in software.
Oh, okay.
Work on development tools. Yeah.
Very nice. Do you have to go into a physical office, or do you work from home, or both, or?
At home nowadays for the last few years.
Lucky you. Yeah, nice. And Priceless,
Right.
You're still a college student, is that correct?
Yes, I finish up my last semester next spring.
Okay, good deal. And what are you studying?
I am majoring in dance.
In dance? What's the
absolutely.
plan? What do you want to get into when you get out of college?
I would like to become a dance teacher, hopefully at a nearby studio and have my own class one day.
What kind of dance? Ballet or?
I don't think of myself as having one specific kind. I'm
Really?
more open. My favorite kind of dance is hip hop, but I have been trained in modern, contemporary, and traditional ballet styles.
How long have you been doing that?
I have been doing that since I was 15 or 16. I started off in hip hop and then I moved to modern and then finally ballet.
Very nice. Very nice. I know we talk a lot when we're playing Crucible, so I know a lot of this stuff, but I wanted our audience, our listeners to know. That was pretty cool. Well, Slamin, I'll ask you this. What was your very first video game experience?
Interestingly enough, I can't remember the name of the console, but it was a console that had two games on it. One was Pong, and the other one was Light Breakout, but even more primitive.
Okay, you're probably that's probably pre Atari 2600. I know what you're talking about. I've had another guest on here that told me about that same setup too. It was like a very early form of Pong, right? I can't remember if it was
Yeah. And you'd sit down, two people, each had like a knob. That was it.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
But that was when I was a kid, and then later on, basically I started off playing a little bit of PC here and there with, I had a buddy. It's always a buddy that gets me into stuff. So he was really into, StarCraft.
Okay.
And I played some casually, and then he started playing, in a ranked online system, and it's a long story, but, so did that, played with him for a while. I got into a gaming group. We played a lot of EverQuest. Monkey will be sad to hear it wasn't Ultima Online, but, he gives me grief about it constantly. Then went on to, WoW. But actually in between I had PS2. Got into that because I had a friend in my EverQuest clan that just loved Kingdom Hearts and DDR. And she said, well, I'll give it to you if you pick up the console. So I did. And it became my oldest daughter's favorite game, is Kingdom Hearts to this day. And played some DDR in it and used to use it for exercise. Super effective, actually. Oh. And then never went anything after that. Nothing for the longest time until Red Dead Redemption came out.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I mean, we are pretty close to the same age. So you probably understand when I say I'm kind of like a child of the Western,
Yeah.
The Westerns were big. It was just a crossover into sci-fi.
I'm sorry. I don't understand what's so funny, Priceless. Oh my goodness. See what I'm used to, Slamin? I get this all the time when I'm in Crucible.
Believe me.
Two old men.
Reminiscing
about the olden days.
No, but I was big on the Westerns too, with John Wayne, and I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I bought a 360 just to play that game. And then we played a whole bunch of other stuff. Rock Band I was into for a while. I love those games where same with DDR at the time, is where it's a flow game, where you're not even consciously reading it. Your body's just reacting to it. Or your fingers, used to love to play Expert all the time.
Oh yeah.
Back when I was, a little bit more agile. And then I didn't play anything else until Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, and then I bought an Xbox One for that. So, that's my history of gaming.
So you're an Xbox. You were never a PlayStation. You always been Xbox, right?
Just the PS2 was the only
PS2. Right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And Priceless, what was your first video game?
Oh man, I'd have to say it was mostly the Wii. The Wii and
the Wii. Huh.
Yeah, the Wii and the very early Xbox 360 with Kinect games.
Oh, I remember those.
My dad and I, when I was younger, we were both into exercise games, so we played a lot of that. There's very, very old games. We were also into a little bit of You know that band game? A very popular Lego band game.
Rock Band.
Yeah, Rock Band, that's it.
Yeah, that's all my family
Yeah,
did.
we played a lot of that too. And my dad was so good on the guitar. His finger would just fly across the plastic keys. He would get so into it.
Yeah.
I did too.
I didn't like the guitar much, so I sang more.
That was my daughter. She sung too. My son was really good on the drums, and my wife would play bass, and I would play expert guitar.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun. I bought so many. Harmonix made so much money off of me. We bought so many songs. I think we bought all the song packs. I mean, all of them, and you know how many they have out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
so many.
And now I heard Harmonix is back in, what is it, Fortnite? I don't know if it's the same.
I haven't heard anything. That's cool.
Yeah, Harmonix came out with some kind of Rock Band type game in Fortnite, but you have to you have to download Fortnite to get into it. It's the weirdest thing, man. How these games are intertwined into a battle royale, you know?
Exactly.
So strange.
It's funny you brought that up because I was just thinking about that. That had to be the first gaming podcast I ever listened to. Was their community manager was hysterical, and I used to listen to them. They were a great company at the time. For sure.
Harmonix?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I never heard that kind of stuff. I didn't know they had a podcast. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't listen to podcasts until Dad's Tales, and that's how it all began. I never even knew what a podcast was. And I hear about these guys that have been podcasting since 2005, back in the early days of podcasting. I'm like, man, I got into the game around 2016, I think. I mean, I was definitely a late bloomer when it came to podcasts. I just did not know what they were. What you don't know what you don't even know is out there, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Brings back memories. Wow.
Indeed.
That's crazy.
So you've been on the Xbox wagon as well, Priceless?
Yeah, I do. I use the X, and we still have the Xbox One. Yeah, played a bunch of Wii games, like Connect Wii Sports.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge one. And then I'd say
the Mario Battle one was big.
Yes, the Super Mario,
mm-hmm.
where he's in space with the little Lunas, star people.
Okay.
Those
Galaxy.
Favorite games ever. I would say my real gaming experience would be Destiny, as this is the first game I've actually played that really into first person and shooting. Because before I played a lot of small anime games.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. How did you get into Destiny, both of you? I'm curious. Were you there first, Slamin, or was Priceless the first there?
I was definitely there first. We basically, I don't know what triggered it. We had watched an anime together for a while.
Uh-huh.
And then for some reason we decided to play we were trying to find couch co-ops.
Okay.
Because we had one Xbox at the time.
During COVID, we played a lot of co-op games.
Yeah. So, we played Gears of War.
Nice.
That was a big one for us. Yeah. And that's what actually got us really sort of playing any sort of shooter. We didn't really play.
That's like an over-the-shoulder. Yeah.
Exactly. Third person. And actually, Cloud used to tell me she couldn't play first person. So I would just search around and Game Pass is what really helped me out there, is just being able to just try stuff and say, okay, we want to try this one out and see what you think. I think we started playing Tangled and stuff like that, didn't we, Cloud?
Yeah.
The two-player cooperative ones. And then we played the Gears
Yarny
series. Yeah,
we started playing Yarny.
And then I was just looking, and I was kind of running out of co-op, split screen kind of things. And I came across Destiny, which I'd heard about. I mean, it's you were just saying, it's weird when you don't know about it till you know about it.
Yeah.
I had heard it in passing from a friend who had a son that played it, but it was always mentioned in a handful of games.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of came across it, and I'm like, what is this game all about? And just reading about it didn't actually give me a good feel. So I, luckily it was on Game Pass at the time, downloaded it, played it, and I went, oh, this is interesting. And I tried to talk to Cloud a little bit. She's like, ooh, first person, no thank you. Can't do it. Makes me feel sick.
Right.
And I kept playing it, and I'm just like, just give it a try. So she did, and that's pretty much all we've played for the last 2 years. So
yeah, there really is nothing like Destiny, is there? Nothing has come along that is as good or has that Destiny flavor, right?
it just feels good. It has that space magic, and the movement feels so good. I've tried to play some other games with my nephew. He used to play Halo and things like that. And I don't know. Everything feels stiff. Well, Red Dead, I mean, that's,
that's where
we did play a lot of online. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But everything else just felt so stiff, and Destiny just feels fluid when I play it. I just love it so much.
Yeah. I just don't know if anybody will top Destiny anytime soon. I just don't see it. I see the games coming out. I don't see anything that's compared yet. There's definitely some competitors coming. I looked at the Game Awards. There's definitely some games coming that may give Destiny a run for its money, but I just can't. I don't have anything to compare it to yet.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll be listening for it. So.
Yeah. Me too. I was going to ask you guys. Oh, Slamin, are you married?
I am married.
Okay.
I have a wonderful wife and married for quite some time, like 30 years. So.
Very nice. Same. You're in the 30-year club. Welcome, sir.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Very nice, man. Very nice. And how many kids do you have total?
Three, all daughters.
All daughters.
Yep.
God bless.
Cloud's the middle. Yeah.
Okay, so Cloud's the middle, and I think you just turned 21, right, Cloud?
Yeah, I did.
How did you celebrate 21? By the way, I heard something happened.
Oh man. Well, we had a small party at home with everyone. My grandfather came.
Nice.
And Slamin got a lot of cider. So,
nice.
Shared a mini bottle of cider, a Coke can of cider, and a large Coke can.
Okay.
That's the sizes that come to mind. So yeah, we drank a lot. It wasn't too much though.
Now I heard something about you did a drunk raid or a drunk Crucible night or something with the guys in the community.
Oh yeah.
I heard something about that.
Yeah. So we had a few glasses, and then I got stuck on Destiny. I'm like, Slamin, I've got to play Destiny right now. Like, we have to go into a gambit match.
Oh my god!
And while we're in chat, lo and behold, look who decides to pop his head in. Monkey.
Oh, that's where I heard it from. That's where I heard it from. Gotcha. Our Scrims Maestro. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Nice.
He came in and we played some scrim matches.
It was sad.
I tell you what, Priceless, when you first started doing scrims with our community, I wouldn't say you were green. I mean, you knew what you were doing, but I've just noticed you've really improved in Crucible ever since you've been participating in the scrims. And Monkey's got you using that glaive now. My God. Yeah.
But if I ever need advice, I turn to Monkey.
Slamin, I don't know if you knew this, but she was playing with, I think, Warcry. Was it Warcry and I? And Trials?
It was Warcry.
In Trials one night? In Comp. We were playing Comp. And me and Warcry got stomped. And this girl right here got her glaive out, and they had no answer for her. And she clutched the round. It was amazing. Hero moment. It was awesome.
I hadn't heard about that one, which is surprising.
I was beside myself. I was watching in third person because my ghost was just sitting there looking, I was sitting there scrolling around. I'm trying to get to see what she's doing. And she was a 2v1 in a comp game, and she stomped them. We were like yelling and screaming. That was awesome. But you come a long way is all I'm saying. But, now you're the middle child, Cloud. How old is your older sister, right? So you have an older sister that's how old?
She's 20. How old is she, Dad?
25.
And
25.
Did she never got into gaming?
No, she plays like farming games on her Switch.
So your whole family games, right? You're all into gaming?
Yeah.
Well, they're not into
my wife.
Yeah, my wife isn't. My wife is quote not a gamer either. She plays Candy Crush.
She's 180 degrees.
Really?
From a gamer. No, she is just not interested. I mean, never has been.
That's my wife too. I know, I can't explain it. She says she's not a gamer, but she'll play Candy Crush and these mobile games like in bed like late at night. I'm like, not a gamer, right? Got it. But
I like the gardener. So
and you have so you have and then how old's your youngest sister?
13.
13. Okay, so okay.
Yeah.
That's a good range. So yeah, everyone pretty much gets involved in gaming then. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
She has games she likes to play.
She plays a lot of different. She likes lots of building games. Things where you're building up stuff,
like
and just
roller
sort of
coaster,
very artistic,
things like that.
City things.
Yeah, cityscapes
type of games.
Skyline.
Yeah, I like that game too. It's crazy when you're doing city skylines and you all of a sudden the traffic just starts crashing into everybody. Because you didn't run
ambulances running around.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's a fun game. And now I have a Skylines 2 coming out too soon. Well, that's awesome.
Man.
See, my parents were never into gaming. My dad, I begged and pleaded because I saw the commercial with the Atari 2600 on the TV, when I watched Saturday cartoons. And they finally got it for us. And I never looked back. It was ColecoVision, and it was, the two Nintendos, Nintendo regular and Nintendo Super Nintendo. And then I never went the 3DO or the Sega route. I went the other way. I went to, PlayStation 1, and then I really didn't get into Xbox either. I know you guys are Xbox players. My son got a 360 when he was 13, I think. And that's how I even know about Xbox. But my son and I both game, but my daughter is like your youngest. She likes to build stuff and she does the theme park creators and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I love it, man. Gaming families are so awesome. And with Rock Band, we played every night, it seemed, for a while there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's catch up. Let's catch up with what we've been doing this week. How about that? Let me start with you, Priceless. What have you been doing in Destiny? Are you doing the Dawning right now?
Yeah, I am. Actually, right now, I'm in Nessus, and I'm just farming ingredients.
How are you liking it? I mean, have you done the Dawning in the past, or is this your first one?
Yeah, this is my second time.
Okay.
Yeah, Slamin got me into doing all the seasonal events because he did the Halloween event first, and I thought I watched him as he was playing. I was like, "Oh, that looks fun." Okay. So then, very first Dawning experience, that blew me away. All the ingredients are dropping everywhere, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" Mm-hmm. It was a little hectic for me, but I love just going around and giving all my favorite characters, mainly Crow, their Dawning goodies.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Very nice. Slamin, are you into the Dawning as well?
Yeah, I like doing it. I do. I mean, because I love a good story in the game. I love all the characters in the game. Mm-hmm. So it's fun. It's actually our third one because we started a little over two years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are Destiny 2 players, right? Did you guys play Destiny 1, the original?
Nope.
Okay. No.
We didn't start. It's kind of funny that we started in season of the
right before Witch Queen came out.
It was the extended
literally
season,
right before.
Just like now, where it went on for extra months. But yeah, no, I enjoy doing it. It just is something to kind of play with, just a little bit different.
Have you all been keeping up on the seasonal story?
No.
No.
I would like to, but no.
No, it's a little hard. I find it hard doing that dungeon you do alone with all the traps and everything. Yeah. I tried to do that by myself, and I just kept dying over and over.
You tried to solo the new Warlord's Ruin dungeon?
No, the other one, the seasonal story one, whatever it's called.
The caves is what she means, yeah.
Oh, you mean the
cave? Yeah, the caves with the traps.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the coil.
Yeah, polysemi, that's the next one I need to do.
Yeah.
Just the intro to the coil, yeah.
Gotcha.
I've been out of town, so normally we would play this kind of stuff together.
Sure.
But I've been out of town. I haven't been able to play almost anything. I haven't done the coil yet, which makes me...
It's a lot of fun. You got to try it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, we got tons of time, so it's not like there's a hurry. There's no FOMO.
That's true.
This is our last season. We're not going to have any FOMO because we have 7 months to fill. So it's like you can really, I think a lot of people have kind of backed off the accelerator pedal a little bit this season because they realize they don't want to get burnt out and they just want to just pace themselves through the season. So, but Priceless, you mainly play Crucible, right? Not your main game?
Yeah, I play that before Cry. Thursday night is Crucible night, and usually every Thursday, 7 p.m., Warcry and I will get on, and pretty soon we'll have a full team of 6 in Crucible.
You guys play sixes, right?
Yeah.
6 game, yeah.
Yeah, 66.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's great. Another example is last night. So Scarlett and I were the Scarlet KM and I started doing the Warlord Ruined, and we realized we needed a third player. And Monkey was on with us because he always loves just hanging out.
Yeah, I see you guys hanging out a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Literally, like anytime I'm on, he's like, "Hey, you want to jump in chat with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
He's a good guy.
So he jumped in Warlords Ruin with us, and we got that done in an hour and 1 minute.
Nice. He's really good about, he's a good Sherpa. He can get people through stuff pretty quick. So that's pretty nice.
He's amazing.
And he just had the first scrim this last week, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
The first, how'd that go?
It went great.
Good.
You missed it. You missed a lot.
I know. I missed it. I popped in late and I was like, oh, well, they got even players. So I don't want to become the odd guy out. So it was an even number. So it was easy to put teams together. But yeah, I'm glad you guys, I was going to ask you how that went. So good deal. And Slamin, are you mainly PvP or do you play PvE? Do you play all parts of Destiny or what's your main area that you like to mess with?
I'd say all parts. I kind of go through seasons, where I didn't play any PvP. As a matter of fact, refused to play any PvP for the first 6 months.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then scrims.
We hated it.
Yeah, just wouldn't do it. And then we started playing scrims with Clan and with Potato Thumbs also. And I started having a good time. And so then I actually really got into it for a while. And then, it's like, well, I'm having a good time, but I always keep PvE going too because I just love story so much.
It is. Yeah, I hear you. Well, definitely tune into Destiny Help Desk next week. I have a Sweaty Spooks and Fluffy Fingers MD. We're all three talking about Crucible. The different. We have a ton of tips to help people out that are like, I don't play Crucible. I don't want to play Crucible. And I think we had some really good conversations in that episode. So I wanted to put it out this week, but I'm like, no, let's put it out Christmas week because people, there won't be a lot of podcasts out. A lot of people are taking breaks next week. I'm not. I'm still going to have a show. So yeah, definitely tune into that, Slamin, because you might get some really good insights in some of that stuff from guys who play it all the time.
From the pros.
And we're not exactly young men, so.
Y'all are ancient.
Always use more tips, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I think it's been interesting because when I started playing, it was all just connection based, and so you kind of knew where you stood. You just get stomped game after game after game. Skill based came along, and I'm like, hey, maybe I'm getting better. And then I join you or Monkey or Zebrak or. And then you're like, oh yeah, no, I might be getting better, but not as much as I thought.
Nope,
so
not compared to
always more tips. Always more tips are good.
Well, I'll ask Priceless this because she plays in sixes all the time, especially Iron Banner. What have you thought about lately? The groups of 6 that we have together. Have you noticed a change in how the game's played and how the outcomes and stuff are? I know I like to moan and complain a lot, but I'm curious if you feel it's different.
I couldn't really say. I kind of just going along with the flow, but I definitely do see where fire teams of 6s, it's half and half. If you have a fire team of 6, either you're a really good team that sticks together, you're rolling out and you're doing all this stuff, or you're like a really bad team that just disperses everywhere. And when I'm like, hey, come follow me. Somebody like Scarlet, man, that guy cannot follow orders. He just runs the other way and I die. I'm like, Scarlet, I could have sworn you were behind me protecting me.
Dad, you talk like someone who plays Crucible a lot. I like it. That's exactly how good teams do. They do stick. They at least have a battle buddy, someone to back you up and help clean up a kill, I wish I could heed my own.
If the Titans can get their stuff together.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. We've gotten this far without hearing Titan reference yet. So
yeah, exactly, Slamin.
All those clunky Titans.
Let me ask you this, guys. How did you originally find our community, our Guardian Downcast community?
That was definitely me. When we started playing, we were playing with my nephew and his buddy. And so we were just, and the game, of course, is, notorious for not actually teaching you anything. The difference between the season versus the DLC versus, so we were just kind of bumbling around and they started showing up. My nephew's sort of a serial game player, he just goes from game to game.
Man.
So,
Yep.
so it really happened in a few other games before this one, actually. And so it started, we were going for 4. 4 is not a great number in this game, right? I mean, you've got Gambit, you've got just sort of running around, and that's about it. So they started disappearing a little bit, and I was like, well, what else can we do besides, we did a lot of Vanguard, did a lot of that. And I started looking around, and so I'm like, I need to find out more about how this works, and what are dungeons, what is this, what can I do, what can't I do, and I just cast around, and the Owl sector line. So basically, the Guardian Hub, I ran across, of course, GDC, and a couple others, and I just started listening to get information, just to find out what was going on. And then I was like, well, just the two of us playing, and I kind of talked to Cloud a little bit, saying, I'm going to go, see what else we can do. And I would just kind of hang out in the Discord a little bit and sit around and watch in the sort of LFG raid channel, and then people would say, we had someone drop, still interested. I'd say, well, I have no experience, but if you need somebody to fill a spot, I won't take it poorly either way. If you want me or not, it's fine. And then I did my first 2 raids, actually, GDC, and had a really good time. I mean, everybody was great. It was actually Valid Disciple right when it came out. And that was a little tough one.
Man.
Yeah. But it was and Gator, you were there, Hazel was there.
That's right.
Bunch of guys. And first game, I was okay. I was a little disappointed afterwards that I thought everybody was great. I didn't think I played as well, but I had never played anything more than some strikes. I came back a few days later. I actually did really well. I had a high KD on the raid and had just such a blast. I knew that this was where I wanted to go. And so I talked to Cloud. She still wasn't like, I don't know, I don't want to talk to all these people. Kind of funny since I'm the non-share, non-talker. And she was just really resistant. But I said, I'm just going to let the guys know I'm going to hop on over. If you guys ever want me to play, of course I'm around, And a few weeks later, she followed me over, and she's been talking up a storm ever since.
That's excellent. That's awesome.
It was, meeting people over voice chat. The concept was a little foreign to me because the only person I ever played with was my cousin or my dad. And we formed like a really close-knit relationship and mini community. But yeah, I think the first time I ever met you guys was Scrims. It really was. Okay. The place, everyone was talking. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm terrible. But everyone's like, oh, come on. No, you're not. Everyone's really encouraging. And that boosted my confidence. And I was like, okay, I can do this.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
You're mini Brittany.
It is. You nailed it, Slamin. It's a mini Brittany. It is. I never thought of it that way, but it just hit me. Yes. You nailed it. Oh my gosh. We have another Brittany in here. I love it.
Yeah. Yep. Hey guys, it's Brittany.
Exactly. Well, do you guys, both of you guys, do you do bounties?
Oh gosh, yes.
Thank you. My people tonight. I love it.
You are so misunderstood, Gator.
I know.
I'm a casual bountier though. So I pick them up, and if I get them done, I get them done.
Yep.
It's just Glimmer, so why not pick them up?
Exactly. It's free XP, and it's anywhere from 6,000 to 12,000 XP. I mean, why not? Especially when you have to get your artifact leveled up and stuff. Why not get that extra XP? Anyway,
and the bright dust for the blank.
Exactly.
Oh, bright dust. Yes, you have to get the bright dust.
And now with
no question about it.
Well, now with the dawning, it's so easy to get bright dust. This is the time. If you see stuff in the store you've been wanting to buy with bright dust, now's the time. And have you guys looked at the dawning armor? Are you guys going to get the dawning armor?
I'm thinking about it.
I haven't looked. I have not looked at it yet.
This is real.
It's beautiful.
Stuff, right? Silver.
Yeah, you can buy it with silver
and bright dust,
or 6,000 bright dust. I think it is for the whole set.
Or
what is it 2,000 silver?
6,
I'm sure. Oh, no,
Yeah,
6,000.
6,000 bright dust. 6,000 bright dust.
But you can buy for silver, too, I think. It's like probably $20,
Yeah,
right?
but that's probably more expensive.
Oh, it's a lot more expensive. Trust me.
Yeah.
You piqued my
Do
interest.
bright dust.
If you can buy it for bright dust, I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if people have been hanging on to it. I only have 3,000 or 4,000. I'm going to have to get to work to get that armor, at least from my warlock. But, yeah, I heard it's like bird themed. So I got to check that out. So,
Okay.
good deal. Now, Priceless, I know this, of course, but what is your main?
My hunter mame all the way.
Hunter, of course. And Slamin, I think you're a Titan?
Yeah.
I was
Big fat
exclusively
old Titan.
for 6 months. And then when I started actually playing PvP is what made me go, because I wanted to understand what I was playing against.
Right.
So I started playing a hunter and then for quite a while and then played a warlock.
Okay.
I mean, I'd say if I had to be if I had to pick one that I'm most comfortable or most familiar with, it'd be Titan, but I enjoy all of them.
Okay. You're like me. I like them all too, but I'll main a warlock because space magic. Excellent.
I love flinging my knife into people's faces and cackling.
That is
Yes.
fun. I do get that. I do understand that because I've been hit by several throwing knives, especially those explosive ones.
Yes.
It's craziness. Anything else you guys been doing this week outside of Destiny or in Destiny?
Making cookies, virtual and in real life, and just hanging out around the house and
Okay.
watching anime. No, all the
Slamin,
huge.
anything else you've been doing you want to mention?
Not too much. Just I'm actually caring for my dad right now.
Yeah, you mentioned that. That's right.
Cloud.
I get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but get on a little bit late at night and just sort of have fun. I mean, we actually we're like impromptu raid. We did DSC last night. Just
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
bunch of
this
guys logged in.
community.
They're so good. Yeah. So much fun.
Everyone's so good.
Well-
Scarlett and I, after our dungeon with Monkey, we were just hanging out in chat, and one by one, people started trickling in. And then Scarlett, he had to go and get himself drunk, and he's like, I want to do a DSC. I'm like, dude, we need people for that.
Yeah.
Then people started showing up, and I was like, let's make drunk Scarlett happy.
Nice.
It was chaos mode last night,
Okay.
especially Scarlett. He didn't
Fun
know
times.
what to do.
I would have loved to have been on a fly on the wall because he's pretty quiet. He was in our live show modding last week and he was pretty quiet.
Oh my
but
gosh, he's so salty.
DSC is his specialty. He loves DSC. He's said it so many times. He messes around.
Nice.
So it's a
Okay.
good time. Yeah.
Well,
and of course, DSC is the classic cloud killing grounds too. So
okay.
she's killing people right and left all the time.
Oh,
So,
sparrow
especially
deaths. Mm-hmm.
sparrows,
Yep.
swords, whatever,
I see.
jumping on your head as you're trying to traverse.
Of course.
Everything. Yeah,
Would not be priceless without that. Exactly.
would not.
Yep.
Well, I did
It's just-
I did catch up on the seasonal story this week. I wanted to give a shout out to NS Ripsaw and Miner. They jumped on last night and helped me get everything caught up in this week's story. I ran the coil, got the legendary score or whatever it's called. The heroic score, I think, whatever. I may have wiped.
Wow.
I may have wiped on that same set of spikes everyone knows about at the doorway.
Got
Few
that
times.
little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of arthritis in your fingers.
No, and finally, Miner was like, "Dude, just jump this way." And I'm like, "Oh my god, yeah, I've been fighting the current the whole time." Yeah, I was on my warlock. Yeah,
Or hunter. Yeah, it's just that you have to go kind of out and around. I still catch myself on that stupid thing.
Mhm.
I know. I finally learned how to do it correctly, so now it's not going to bother me. But I did get the exotic bow last night, and we played all the missions
I'm
for
so
that.
jealous.
It's called the Wish Keeper, and I haven't used it yet, but I did acquire it last night before I went to bed. It was just getting late. There is a really good cutscene before you actually get the bow, so definitely want to check that out. Another Inkblot cutscene is really nice. The mission actually took place in the Black Garden. It also has some parts of the Garden of Salvation raid in it. I was kind of getting some flashbacks from some of those areas I had to jump. There's some jumping areas you got to
Nice.
be aware of.
That's Slamin's weakness.
Yeah, Mr. Monkey as well. We all have our problems jumping. It's okay. I've got all the snowball upgrades. I've got everything pretty much maxed on the Dawning. Now it's all about farming weapons and getting some cookies, getting some bright dust so I can look at that armor set.
Yep.
Howdy, folks. This is MC Squared, and you're listening to Guardian Downcast.
I did watch 3 movies this week. Of course, I'm part of the AMC Stubbs A-List membership. On Sunday, I went and saw the movie Wonka with my parents. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 84 and a 91 audience. And I'll just say this. This was not what I expected from watching the trailer. I was expecting like a cool origin story, but instead it was like a wacky and kind of overly playful musical movie. And unfortunately, that's not my thing.
You don't like musicals?
No, not a musical person. No. Sorry, Priceless.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I've grown to love them. My wife is a musical fan, and I've grown to love them.
Have you?
Strange New Worlds had a musical episode. I adored it. It's their lowest ranked.
Oh my gosh, that one
lowest ranked one of the season. But
really?
It's so much fun. You just get to see people sort of do something out of an ordinary.
Sure.
It's just, I like them. I mean, I don't want to watch them forever.
Yeah. Sure. Well, it was a very ornate movie. The sets were beautiful, but there was just no real serious storyline to the game. It felt like a high production fluff movie that sadly I'm not going to remember in a few months. The very first cutscene in the movie starts out with a musical number on the ship's mast of a ship he's coming in on. And I immediately looked over to my wife. I swear you can ask her. I went, uh-oh. And I was like, uh-oh, this is not what I was looking for. And like I said, I'm not a fan of musicals, but Timothée Chalamet, I love him in Dune, but he was just not a believable character for me. And my wife couldn't stand his singing. I don't know if it was him dubbing, someone was singing for him or not, but he's no Gene Wilder. So, I mean, to be fair, no one is Gene Wilder.
No one is. Yeah.
No one's ever going to be that guy. That's okay. Well, you can Google it later.
Too little.
That's all right. You can Google it.
Exactly.
Very, very average movie to me. I give it 3 stars and very forgettable, unfortunately. But on Tuesday night, I went and saw Godzilla -1. It has a 98% critic and 98% from audience. I said, we got to see this. And I think Ronan was in Discord and asking if what my take would be on. I'm like, you know what, honey? We got time. It's a light week. Let's go watch this movie and see what it's like. It's actually a modern take on the original Godzilla. And of course, it's a Japanese movie. It's in Japanese. It's all spoken in Japanese, but has the English subtitles in it, which actually didn't bother me.
Nice.
I was actually fearful of Godzilla in this movie. He was a serious killer. And instead of the old movies, where Godzilla just kind of randomly walks through the cities and bumps into buildings and stuff, kind of dumb and artificial. This was believable. And that heat ray he puts out, oh my God, it's like a nuclear blast. It was amazing. Actually seeing that. But story was pretty average, pretty predictable story. But I mean, these movies aren't made to be like a screen gem. They're made to be awesome. And the movie, the monsters are supposed to be very overwhelming, Better than Wonka. I gave it 3.5 stars. It's a pretty fun movie to watch, but again, pretty mainstream with like a Japanese touch. And this is the way I describe it. It's a more believable version of the Mega Godzilla Hollywood version movies that we've had in the past and a little less CGI. So, finally, I did see one movie that was outstanding. Highly recommend. And that was Wednesday night. My wife and I went and saw an early screening of the movie Ferrari in the Dolby Theater. Of course, it's starring Adam Driver as Enzo Ferrari, and it's a Michael Mann version. It's released on Christmas Day. By the time this podcast comes out, it'll be already out, but 71% from critics. But this is the highlight of my week. I really like this movie. I watched it in the Dolby Theater, and I think they actually had a documentary, a little mini interview with Michael Mann after the movie about how they filmed it for the Dolby Theater. And the vintage race cars, the vintage Ferraris, seeing them in action, you really feel like you're right there alongside them. Penelope Cruz played Laura, Enzo's wife, and she needs to get an Oscar nod for this movie. She did that good a job. And I think this is Adam Driver's best movie yet. I think it was even better than Gucci, the one Ridley Scott made. People think, okay, this is Ferrari. It's going to be the life story of Enzo, right? But actually what it was more of a day in the life of Enzo after he lost his son Dino. So it's kind of just it takes a deep look at the man, his love for racing, and he loved his drivers and his mistress. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but that's all I'm going to tell you. This is, like I said, this is probably one of my highlight movies of the year. I give this one a solid 4.5 stars. I had to take half a star off there was a little bit of lag in the middle of the movie. It stretched, something got stretched out a little too long in the middle of the movie. But of all three of these movies, wait for streaming of Wonka and Godzilla -1. Although it was awesome to see Godzilla on the big screen, but you need to see Ferrari at the big screen. If you have the option to go see it on IMAX or Dolby Theater, do it. A really great experience. So, but one thing I wanted to add here is if you think movies are too expensive to go to, consider AMC Stubs A-list membership. They're not a sponsor, but you can see 12 movies a month for about $22 a month per person.
That'd be crazy.
The first IMAX and Dolby ticket alone is $17 to $20, so it pays for itself after you see 2 movies. So a month.
Wow.
Like I said, they're not a sponsor, but I know it's always been a joke that I push AMC Stubs A-list, but it is the best deal right now. But I'll continue to report back on future movies and just give you my honest take on stuff. So other than that, that has been my week in Destiny and movies and extracurricular stuff. But what I did want to ask is, from you two, going back to our signature questions, is what is it about gaming you guys enjoy? I know a lot of people give all kinds of different answers here, but I wanted to ask you guys, why game? What is it about video games that you guys really enjoy?
For me, it's the story and just, being in a new destination, seeing how this destinations, the scenery and everything, how all this blends together. Like, for example, I'm standing in Neo Luna right now and I don't even have to move. I'm just looking at the skyline and it looks clean and like a real place. It's beautiful just standing out here, and it feels like a breath of fresh air.
Very nice. Yeah, I agree.
It kind of depends, right? I like to just unwind in it sometimes. Sometimes I just like to cruise around and just look at the view, like she was saying. The artwork is amazing. Mm-hmm. The physics are just that you feel so free when you're moving around the Destiny. Yeah. I just love to cruise. But then also I love the teamwork. Playing football as a high schooler, I used to be an individual sport person. I love tennis, swimming, things like that. I played football in high school, kind of on a whim, and I ended up loving it. I love the team part of it the most. And that stayed with me ever since then. And that's one of the things I love about the game too, is when you're in raids, it's like working as a team. It's trying to figure out the best way to get things done. I love that also. And then PvP, it's the whole read and react. I played basketball for so many years. It's like 6 times a week. I love basketball as an adult. Mm-hmm. I had to finally quit because the body can't take it. But it's the read and react and and trying to figure out how to approach a situation. And so it's all sort of those 3 prongs all make Destiny special.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Excellent. Yeah, excellent. That's a good answer. Let me ask you this, guys. I'll start with you, Priceless. Okay. Sorry. Habit. Do you have any other hobbies outside of gaming? We know you love dancing, but is there something else you do?
I like baking. Okay. So my grandmother, for every holiday, I would stay over at my grandmother's house and we would just make lots of food and desserts. And I can't quite remember what we made, but I know it was just delicious, and she loved it when I baked for her. I would make her cookies, snickerdoodles, just all sorts of things. I have this special chocolate chip cookie recipe that I recently made, and I just love baking. Whenever I stressed or whatever, I'll just start baking and just throwing the things in and mixing it. It's really calming. It has sort of like Destiny. It's just de-stress activity.
Mm-hmm. Did you put that recipe in our recipe contest for the month?
Nope, it's secret.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's awesome. Good deal.
Yeah.
Slamin, what about you? Do you have other hobbies outside of gaming?
Well, really. Recently, it's been mostly gaming. I used to like I said, play basketball.
Board games.
Was my biggest hobby. I mean, I played night leagues. I'd play
nice.
at lunch at work. We had a brilliant gym. It was full court.
Nice.
Really nice. And then I'd go find pickup games on the weekend. I loved basketball. But after I kind of retired, I played a lot of, I was into board games, more high-end board games, strategy board games. Tabletop stuff.
Co-op.
With my sister, my nephew, guys from work, we would have, as people have sort of moved around and stuff, don't have that quite as much. We still get together every week and play. So we eat with some guys from work, but then mostly it's just testing.
Okay.
I mean, I just.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay. One of my favorite questions, and I'll start with you, PricelessCloud.
Okay.
What is behind that gamertag? I would say dude, but you're not a dude, so.
Yeah.
Nope. So, I had a DS when I was little, and I had this one game, Princess Peach.
Oh, okay.
And she was so powerful in that game. She would use all these emotions and everything to go and rescue Mario. And oh my gosh, Princess Peach was my whole world when I was little. Everything. I just wanted to be her so that's why I chose this gamer tag. For the longest time, Slamin, we set up this Xbox account for the 360, and I was trying to think of names of what to name my avatar. So I chose Princess Peach, but that wasn't available. So I chose the next best name, PricelessCloud. And it's just as close as I could get to Princess Peach.
Does PricelessCloud have a meaning? Or is it just a word play?
No, it was random.
Okay.
It was.
So it's a word play.
It was, yeah. A word play, I guess.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, Slamin, dude, what is up behind that gamer tag? Slamin.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It doesn't really fit me in a lot of ways, but it came out because I mentioned I had gotten into my buddy played StarCraft competitively and stuff, and then they were all moving. That was Blizzard, and Blizzard had just made Battle.net, and they had the online. You could go and create a channel and do some communications, very primitive communications, in Battle.net. And so I wrote a bot that would hang out and keep the admin so that people couldn't take over a channel, because the channel is just whatever you create.
Right.
So we would have a channel with the name of our clan, and I had a bot that would sit there 24/7 and just keep the admin on it. And I just kept adding features to it. So I added messaging to it. I added keeping track of people that would come and go. So you could say, when's the last time you saw so-and-so? Or who were the last 5 people here? Because you would try to be creating games that way, because, this was pre all the sort of online lobbies and things in games.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started adding some funny things where specific people would, kind of give them a little razzie, also, if people would, come in there and curse us out, it would, kick them and give them a little see you later slam on their way out. And, so it became known as Slambot. So then when I decided to join them in their next game, which was EverQuest, I wanted a name that would let them know who I was, because I interacted with them all the time. I knew who they were because I'm writing all funny little quips and stuff for the Slambot. And so I put in Slamin just as you know who I am. So
that's pretty cool, actually.
That's where I came from.
That's like the forum days, right? That sounds like the forum days.
Absolutely.
Damn, I know those days well. Nice.
You forgot the perfect, Dad. You forgot it's slamming perfect.
Well, right. Okay. Well, I was slamming a lot, but then I was slamming perfect because we were in a guild called perfectplayers.com.
Oh, okay.
That was our guild. That was our website, actually.
Right. I got you.
But our clan was Perfect Players. Or it was Imperial Guard at one point, but we couldn't get it in the game. So we were Perfect Players. So I was slamming perfect also. That's how I originally came into Xbox, just so people would, kind of go, oh yeah, that guy.
That's pretty cool. That is neat. Very nice. Thank you. Okay, I have 2 questions left, and then we'll get on to the speed run.
Ooh.
We'll go with this one first. Priceless. Do you have a motto or mantra that you live by?
No, I haven't thought about it.
Okay, that's fair. You live in the moment. I get it. You're still young.
Just in the moment and strive to be your best self each and every day.
Well, there you go. There's one. Okay, Slamin. Do you have one?
Yeah. I mean, basically, I would say it's just, do right by others.
Yeah.
I really believe in that. I mean, us oldsters might call it the golden rule.
I was just going to say golden rule. I'm all about karma.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Karma.
If you don't want someone to treat you, it's the golden rule, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like treat others as they want to be treated.
Exactly.
That's a golden rule. Yep. Okay.
And try to live with empathy.
That's very important these days. I don't think people empathize enough these days. That's for sure.
I 100% agree.
All right. Last question, and it may take you a second to think about it, so don't rush into it. Priceless, I'll start with you. What is one thing about you that our community might not know about you?
I have something
that
most people might not know about. So I am adopted. I was adopted from Guatemala when I was a baby.
Okay. Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
That's right. You told me that. We were playing Crucible one night. Yeah. Were you like a real small baby, or were you a toddler?
Yeah, I was.
Just from birth?
I was small. How old was I, Dad?
4 months.
Yeah, my wife was adopted too at birth. Yep. I love her parents. Her parents are awesome. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, that's something people didn't know about you. Well, Slamin, I'll direct the question to you, sir. What is one thing our community might not know about you?
Oof, that's a good question. Probably most things, because I am not much of a sharer in general. Yeah. I think most of them know that because you've let them all know. I'm not much of a sharer, so there's lots of things. I mean, I guess one thing that's just random thing is, I've already mentioned my love for the Western growing up in the era we did. Mm-hmm. My wife also loved horses, so we had a couple of quarter horses for over 25 years, and they were the sweetest boys. That also kind of explains my love of Red Dead, etc.
Sure.
It's because you could be, you were day to day. It was like you were living the game.
Yeah, and it was all about horses too.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
The best.
They were beautiful boys. They lived ripe old age.
Gorgeous.
One was 37, the other one was over 40. So.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they were super sweet. So, yeah.
Are you in like a ranch community? Is it like a ranch community where you live, or I don't know much about Veracruz.
No. We happen to have enough air to keep them, and we came across them. We used to go riding for a long time, just on the weekends occasionally, because my wife loved horses when she was little. And me, I just loved doing it with her. So, and then, of course, the Western angle. But, and then we just decided to do it. And it was quite an experience. It was good times.
Was the upkeep more than you imagined?
Absolutely.
That's what I hear. Every horse owner I talk to says that. They're like, you do not know what you got to do every day with horses.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially as they get older too.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually had a client who was a farrier. That's right. He was one of the only farriers left. There weren't many actual farriers anymore, he said it was a dying profession, but,
I would have to agree.
Man, I had some great talks with him when I was first starting business.
Those guys are tough. I thought about trying to learn to do it, but it is hard. Just cleaning their feet's hard enough work. Working on them, I always treated them very well because you had to respect that work. I mean, day after day.
Sure.
That's a tough one.
I would always shake his hand. It was like a meat club. I mean, his skin was so thick from all the work he did with his hands. Yeah.
Exactly.
Gosh.
Oh, kind of like feet pics?
No, we won't go there. Well, thank you both. Thank you both for sharing your life with me. That was really awesome.
Oh,
well, that means it's time for the speed run.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Nervousness.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Call the Praxic order. Call the Thanatonauts, the Ginseng Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this segment is called the Speed Run. This is where we have a database of over 600 possible questions for our guest. And Priceless and Slamin will have 2 minutes to answer as many as they can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers, and at the end of the year, the guest with the most answer will win a prize entitled 2023 Speedrun Champion. The questions are custom curated by me, so no one can memorize the order and just quickly answer what comes to mind. Tonight, I'm going to read out the questions from my list, and with the help of Siri, will help me with the timer. Send Media is our current leader with 55 questions answered. So, Priceless, you want to go first?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let me get your list in front of me here. There it is. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Titan.
Cold pizza, yes or no?
No.
Void, solar arc, stasis, or strand?
Strand.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
California.
Morning person or night owl?
Night.
Controller or mouse and keyboard?
Controller.
Hand cannon or auto rifle?
Hand cannon.
Strikes, crucible, or gambit?
Crucible.
Are you an AMC Stubbs member?
No.
Do you like pickles?
No.
If you could choose, who would voice your ghost?
Crow.
McDonald's or Burger King?
Burger King.
Human, awoken, or exo?
Awoken.
Water balloon fight or food fight?
Water balloons.
Is Scum Death your uncle?
No.
What's your favorite Destiny planet?
Neomuna.
Snuggle or cuddle?
Snuggle.
Zavala, Kate, or Drifter?
Drifter.
Have you ever been to the lighthouse?
No.
What's the best sandwich?
Pesto.
Shoot, I'll fix this. What armor slot do you use for your exotic?
Head.
Pineapple on pizza?
No.
Ikora, Kate, or Zavala?
Cade.
Red Vines or Twizzlers?
Twizzlers.
What number am I thinking of?
12.
Holidays? Shoot. Holidays, yes or no?
Yes.
What's your favorite word?
Slamin. Huh?
Destiny 2 seasonal events, yes or no?
Yes.
What's the one thing you own that needs to be thrown out?
Nothing.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
No job.
Cake or pie?
Pie.
Do you have a tattoo?
No.
Fries or onion rings?
Onion rings.
Favorite drink?
Sprite.
Oatmeal on bagels?
No.
Solo or fire team?
Solo.
I'm going to give you a couple more here. Gas, electric, or diesel?
Electric.
Can you drive a stick shift?
No.
Xbox, PC, or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Do aliens exist?
No.
Favorite music genre?
Pop.
All right, good deal. I gave you 3 or 4 extras there because I really botched some of those questions. My bad. Hey, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm gonna hold the number and we'll see how your dad does.
Having Sin out there with 55 means that pressure's off because there's no way.
He's a machine. I mean, these guys they really go for it. All I can tell you is just have fun with it. I mean, really, that's what I would do, really.
Yeah, a couple of those, I was like, wait, what? You're forcing me to think?
Exactly.
I
don't want to think.
She had a rocky start when it was Hunter, Warlock, or Titan, and she said Titan. I was like, what? Is she talking about who she wants to kill? I mean, what was her? I
don't know. That was the question. All right, well, good job.
I panicked, so I just go for the last thing said.
I think you did fine.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it was good.
All right, Slamin, your turn. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
Here we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Titan.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Void, solar arc, stasis, or strand?
Stasis.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
California.
Walmart or Target?
Target.
Controller or mouse and keyboard?
Controller.
Auto rifle or scout rifle?
Auto.
Strikes, crucible, or gambit?
Strikes.
Are you an AMC Stubbs member?
Not yet.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
If you could choose, who would voice your ghost?
That's right.
DC or Marvel?
Nope.
Human, awoken, or exo?
Human.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Is Scum Death your uncle?
Nope.
What's your favorite Destiny planet?
Europa.
Teleport or fly?
Teleport.
Fallen, Vex, or Cabal?
Fallen.
Have you ever been to the lighthouse?
No.
What's the best sandwich?
Tuna melt.
What armor slot do you use as an exotic?
Kinetic.
Beard or clean shaven?
Clean shaven.
Ikora, Cade, or Zavala?
Cade.
Are you afraid of heights?
Yes.
What number am I thinking of?
42.
Are you Ikora, Cade, or, I'm sorry. Kaikora, Amanda, or Eris?
Amanda.
What's your favorite word?
Wow. Rock.
Destiny 2 seasonal events, yes or no?
Yes.
What's one thing you own that needs to be thrown out?
Yeah, I don't have one.
That's all right. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Fast food.
Resolution or frames?
Resolution.
Do you have a tattoo?
No.
King Kong or Godzilla?
Ooh, Godzilla.
Favorite drink?
Coffee.
Oatmeal on bagels?
No way.
Solo or fire team?
Fire team.
Gas, electric, or diesel?
Electric.
Can you drive a stick shift?
Yes.
All right, good deal. Good deal. I gave you a few extra too because I stumbled once on that one. I stumbled twice on.
Yeah,
well, what is? I'm
good.
looking at my timer and I'm looking back up and I lose my spot on my list. I'm like, Let's
I
see.
froze on the get rid of something, though she had the same one.
I know.
should have been
She didn't have
thinking
anything
about it,
either.
But I was like, I couldn't think of anything.
Hey, you're
on
being
there.
honest.
I was like,
It's good.
yeah.
If you can't, just say nothing.
What did you say for your worst job you've ever had?
Fast food.
Fast food. Okay. I didn't hear it quite, so I want to
Yeah.
make sure our listeners heard it. Okay, good.
I'm pretty
He
sure.
froze.
Actually, I don't know if that's true because when I worked at a grocery place, I had to clean the bathroom. So that might actually be the.
I used to do that too.
It didn't come to me till later.
I used to be a grocery clerk and I used to have to clean the bathrooms. It sucks.
Yep, it does.
There's nothing like
People don't
cleaning
take
a
lot of
public
care.
bathroom. My God.
Exactly.
People
Yeah,
are
your
just
house-
gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, Slamin, you got 38 correct. Not bad.
Okay.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. I'll take it.
And Priceless, you got 41 correct.
I'll never hear the end of it.
I know. She just beat you.
Yes, I beat
She
the old
just
man.
beat you. I'm
I
sorry.
beat the old man.
I tried to make it even, but I only stumbled once on yours, so I couldn't give you as many questions. So
I got it. Yeah. Fair,
it's
fair.
all right. We're used to it.
Yep.
I'm used to it these
You
days.
do it for your kids.
There you go. There you go. I'll run with that. Hey, listeners out there, do you have a great speedrun question for our next year's speedrun? If that's a yes, join our Discord and enter them in our speedrun question ideas channel, and we'll add them to next year's speedrun. Just remember, they need to be yes or no, 1 or 2 word answers. Either or questions will also be accepted. And don't forget, what's your favorite? At the end of the year, we're going to have 2 drawings for a $25 gift card of your choice, and you can enter up to 5 questions to go into that very drawing. So good luck. Also, if you're enjoying what you've heard so far in our show and know someone who plays Destiny, hey, do us a favor. Hit that share button on whatever app you're using. And if you don't have that, we have links in our show description, right down there in our show description. I'm pointing downward. And send them the link. We appreciate it. All right. We have some questions from our community coming up next. Hey Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There are 4 ways to do it. First, you can join our Discord server at discord.gg/GuardianDowncast. There's also a join link in our show notes down below. We have Guardians from all walks of life and all over the world, from new lights to day one players to hardcore gamers. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show. So come hang out with us. You can also email us with your question at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally post about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question at guardian_D_cast is our X handle. Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your question at guardiandowncast.com, and we might play it on the podcast. Think of it as talking with us right on the show. Thanks for listening, and later, Guardian. All right, boys and girls, it's that time of our show where we get our questions from you guys. And we have a lot of questions for our guests tonight. And I'm going to just start from the top here. This is from Ronan Red Lion. Question for the show. What is another parent and child activity you two enjoy together besides playing Destiny 2?
Birding.
Birding? Yeah, we used to bird a lot. Yeah, that's true.
Bird?
I haven't done that much. Yeah, go out, just, I was kind of a bird nut for a while.
Oh, bird watching.
Oh, he's such a bird.
watching.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah. And more recently, we work out together.
Yeah.
Really? You go to the gym and work out together?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I work out with my son.
Good time. Yeah, I've heard about that. Sounds pretty,
Well, he's not the same level as his dad, but he's catching me fast. All I can tell you is he can do a roundhouse kick and knock my butt on the ground, but
I'm sure
when it comes to lifting some weight, I think I got a little advantage on him, but, I got a question from Blink. It's a very similar question. Are there other games you two play together?
I would say not really anymore, but we used to. We've been consumed.
Okay.
Yeah. It's totally Destiny all the time. But
we used to do a lot of Red Dead together too.
Yep. Red Dead was the big one before Destiny. Get online and we just, oh my, I once shot up a whole town and Slamin was just over there shaking his head. I'm like, I'm having the time of my life, Slamin. Come on.
I'm the paladin in my all my gaming groups, basically.
I see.
Yeah.
The wise one, huh? I got you.
Yeah, the wise old man.
I got you. Speaking of a miniature Priceless, it's Brittany. She has a question for Cloud. What is your favorite way to mess with Slamin, either in game or in real life? Love you guys.
Yeah, love you too, Brittany.
Brittany, you're awesome. You're my favorite person.
Well, I thought I was your favorite person. Never mind. All right.
Close.
All
Second
right.
gear.
That's fine.
Let's see. In game, I would say Scrubs. He can get so salty in Scrubs. He can get so salty.
I can get salty with you. Yes. I'll tell you. Can I answer it for her?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay. Because this one just happened the other day. We were in a dungeon, and it was some rough going. Okay. And afterwards, I'm like, oh man, I'd be more comfortable if I had more healing. I'd like to have a better healing setup for my loadout. And she said to me, straight face, yeah, that'd be a really good idea for you, so you wouldn't die as often. And now, this is after she died literally 50% more than I did. But
they don't see that though.
Numbers and reality don't really matter sometimes.
Right.
So whenever she says something like that, I just kind of look at her and my smoke kind of starts coming on my ears. I hear you.
Yep.
I deal with that too. Yeah. Gator, why did you die so much? Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Oh, God, yeah.
Come on, Gator.
Metalmark has a question. Why is GDC 2 the best clan?
GDC 2 is the best clan because you can go and sit in a random chat and people will just start trickling in one after another. And it can get so lively and chaotic. It's the best. That's why I think GDC 2 is the best, because we talk a lot and we just know each other. And whenever we're feeling down, we can just be like, hey, can you get on? And suddenly you're having the best time of your life.
Yeah. Seriously, they're all good guys. There's a group of them. We always get together and just have good times all the time.
Scarlet and Ty.
We do miss Brittany, though. We wish she had.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brittany had to be admin in another clan. Yeah.
I know. But other than that, they're the best guys.
Well, here's the thing. I hate it that Bungie makes your clan a maximum of 100 people. I know where they're coming from there, because anything bigger than 100 and how are you going to get people to play together, right? But all that matters is that you get them on your friends list, because whether it's Guardian Downcast or Guardian Downcast 2 or Guardian Downcast 3, we all pretty much are in the same Discord. So we're all talking together all the time. Absolutely. But I must admit, I'm a little jealous. GDC2 is a very close-knit Guardian Downcast clan. It is. I was in there briefly.
We really are.
I think I was in there briefly because I had to shift something around. I can't remember. And I was like, man, everybody's talking in this clan. What the heck? So I was a little jealous, but that's what it is. We all have our different groups we like to game with, and, it is what it is. This is from Mr. Monkey across the pond. Question for Slamin and Cloud. What are your family Christmas traditions?
It's hard to pick out when you've always kind of done things,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know I stay up late on Christmas Eve getting for sure, but I think everyone does that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a little changing too, as kids aren't around as much.
Right.
My oldest one, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have that changes things.
Copilot has a question for Cloud. If you did have to put a price on it, how much is a Cloud worth?
If I had to put a price on a Cloud, I'd probably say very expensive.
Okay, fair enough. Your buddy Scarlet KM has a question for you. Hey, Priceless, why are you so bad at PvP?
Oh my God, sir, you are the one who is bad. You were. Oh my God, I can't even answer that question. Scarlet is just jealous of my skills, because I'm smacking him in the face with my throwing knives, and he could get so salty. Okay. He starts drinking, and he's just like, oh.
So what do you say now, though? Cloud's mod, I mean, her, if she was a boss, her line would be 1v1 me.
Yep.
And that's funny. That's what his answer was.
Scarlet, fight me.
And he says that. And he says, why was your answer 1v1 me? Oh my God. You know it. You know her all too well. Awesome. But he does have a more serious question though. Question for Priceless and Slamin. What is one of the most memorable raid experiences you've had with me or without me? Always enjoy gaming with you guys.
Aww. Scarlet's a good guy.
Most memorable raid experience with or without him?
My earlier Val raids with the clan, super memorable. I can a lot of raids sort of blend together, and I can't pick out the differences between,
I get that.
But I very distinctly remember those. And then specifically for Scarlet, I have this montage that runs through my head of him patiently rezzing me on all the jumping puzzles. He just kind of goes along and cleans up,
strong, silent type.
I do that for Monkey all the time, Mr. Monkey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then also the fact that he's killed by Cloud at every opportunity on every raid we ever go on. So I see him dead a lot.
Yep.
Nice.
I'd have to say that's the highlight for me just killing him over and over, because he's just standing there and I just need to smack him a bit.
Yes. Just don't do a DSC raid, the Deepstone Crypt raid. Yeah. Just don't.
Constantly.
Writing myself a note. Do not play Deepstone Crypt with Princess. Okay. Question from HD Tech. Question for the show. Princess, I have a serious question for you. Why are you so mean to Gator over PvP chat? He's laughing, by the way.
Oof. Truth.
He's just an old man, an old man, the eyesight's get going a little bit and he can't quite see what's going on.
Uh-huh. Wow. I get the feeling now, Slamin.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
My life right there.
A little bit arthritis in
That's
his
a
hand, so
microcosm, right?
Smack.
Exactly.
It's always fun in games. I always have fun with it. Emperor of Chaos Briggs. Question for Cloud. Can we bury the hatchet, or do I have to keep beating you in 1v1s?
Fight me.
Oh, there it is. Okay. 1v1s are continuing. All right, fine. But he does have a question for you, Slamin. Is it hard being cooler than your daughter?
Whoa.
I won't say it's that difficult, but sometimes I do have to let her win.
I'd say I'm much cooler than you. Like, everyone wants to play with me. I'm so much more popular.
That is true. I'm like the tag-along little brother when it comes to this. It's like, we're all going to go raiding. Can Slamin come with us? You know?
Yep.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's good. Scarlett has another question. Question for your cloudiness. How many spice margaritas have you had tonight?
None.
Yeah, come on, it's a podcast. We're professional here. Come on, Scarlett.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, man.
Come on, Scarlett.
Zombie Ops, question for the show. Do you game with your children and or parents? If so, what's the go-to game? I've tried to get my kids to do Destiny with me, but they mostly want to play Fortnite. We have settled on Call of the Wild hunting. My dad really only plays Forza, although I did go through the OG Vault of Glass with him. I think you both mentioned it was Destiny, right?
It's pretty much Destiny. With my youngest one, we play some games like the Yarn one. I always forget the name of it.
Yarny.
Yeah.
That's literally what it's called, Yarny.
Is it really called Yarny?
Okay. Yeah, Yarny.
You're cooperating and pulling each other around, and you have to help each other. So we play some of that.
Nice.
It's a great game. There was something else we played for a while, too. I'm not on a little blank on it. But, yeah, for Cloud, it's definitely Destiny.
Yeah, what you don't realize, Slamin, is you're going to have so many great memories. Your kids are going to remember you gaming with them. It's just so awesome, man, that you game with them. Question for the show from Phi the Saint. What is the best Destiny song to dance to?
The Neo Muna soundtrack.
That is good.
I love it because you know how Neo Muna has the word Neo in it? It's like neon lights. It's just upbeat and flashy and everything. And it's just great to dance to.
You got another answer, Slamin? Yeah.
Yeah. I would say none of them. I can't really dance. I went to a dance with my wife, and since then she's just told me, don't dance. I think it was an embarrassment. I was a little out of control.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
First time I've heard that.
There you go.
Oh, the one with oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, we have some more questions from some of our other members here. This is from Soccer. What is the worst Christmas song?
All of them.
Ooh. Yeah.
Really?
I do not like Christmas songs.
Oh my gosh. I have one on the tip of my tongue, but I despise it so much. I've suppressed it. I cannot pull it out. It's on the radio all the time. It's so bad, but I can't come up with it.
I gave you my heart. That one's annoying.
That one's way better.
Yeah.
It's slightly above.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open. I can listen to most Christmas songs. So.
Yeah, I like Mannheim Steamroller. That's my kind of my gig. I like the orchestral kind of synthesized music. Yeah, but the worst song.
It's also our era.
God, the worst song. For me, it's probably going to be Mariah Carey's. I'm just tired of hearing it.
That one is overplayed.
It is so overplayed. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Run a Red Line. What's a unique tradition around New Year's that you partake in? Do you guys celebrate New Year's much, or?
Yeah. I mean, we do we stay up till 12.
Mm-hmm.
So what we used to do when we were younger, we would stay up till 12 and we would break out our really old console, PS.
Oh, cool.
Like 4. Oh,
2.
Super old. And we would play Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Kingdom Hearts. We used to do that a lot.
That's pretty cool.
And my wife we'd all watch the ball drop at 9:00 because we'd watch the East Coast one so that my wife could go to bed.
That's right.
And the youngest one.
You guys are so lucky.
Yeah. And then, and then we'd break out the console for the older ones and we'd play some Kingdom Hearts and mess around usually. It was just kind of the thing.
Yep.
Very cool. We used to celebrate it more than we do now, but my kids are all out of the house now, and my wife and I pretty much just hang out and watch the celebrations on TV, and we kiss because it's the New Year's, and then she goes to bed. That's pretty much it. But we tend to just watch TV And our dogs are so fearful of fireworks, and everyone just the whole neighborhood just lights up with fireworks. So we're there comforting them and playing the TV loud so it doesn't overpower. They're so sensitive. Now, my one dog, it's great because she used to hate thunder and lightning and stuff, and now she's deaf, so it's not a big deal anymore. But my other dog feeds off of it, and they kind of feed off each other. If one can hear it, the other one will feel it kind of like. So yeah, that's kind of what we have to do on 4th of July and also on New Year's. So people really go crazy in our neighborhood. I don't know if this applies to you guys or not, but Panda had a question here. What mini games or challenges did you make up during times of longer content droughts? You guys kind of joined in later, so maybe that might not be. I don't know if you guys can think. You guys pretty much jumped into Chosen, so you guys were used to this seasonal model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever make up little mini games or anything like that, or?
I would say not for me because we just were still exploring everything for so long. Yeah.
I hear you. Let's see. That's me. Do you have an answer, Priceless?
I'm just saying since the final shape is delayed, there is a chance, but a chance we might do something mini. But I can think of one thing. So Hammer Crasher actually set this up. He had a little thing in the tower where we would go and just hide in the tower.
I remember that.
Played hide and seek.
That was cool. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
You guys had, I was,
great idea.
I was like monitoring it in the Discord as you guys were chatting.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fun. That was fun.
Like, Hammer, you need to do that again. That was so fun.
Very nice. Average Destiny 2 player has a question. Question for the show. If you could unvault one thing from the Destiny content vault, what would you choose and why? It can be weapons, armor, missions, expansions, etc., but only you can choose one. I think I answered this question already, but since you guys are here, let's ask it again.
Jotun. Jotun is just such a cheap weapon. That weapon is the worst weapon in the game.
So you're arguing to vault something. That's
unvault. He's talking about original content, like like weapons or armor from the before they when they took down the first part of you guys might not have been here.
I want the Red War. I want all those things. I never got to experience that. I really regret that. I'm hoping that they, bring them back at the very end of the game. I just hope. I went back and I've recently been playing Destiny 1 a little bit.
Oh. Just
to get some of the old story. Yeah, it's been a blast.
Yeah, it's a good game. There's nothing wrong with Destiny 1.
Yeah. So, I mean, you do appreciate some of the quality of life, but there's some interesting things they did back then. So
there is.
Yeah.
There is.
But I would just love to bring back some of the old storylines. I would just love it.
Yeah. Okay. I've answered this question before. My answer last time was the inaugural address, but I got another weapon I would bring back, and that's my blast furnace. I got that from Season of the Drifter, I think, or no, it was with the Season of the Forge. I think it was when we had those forges we went and visited. You could farm the weapons pretty good. So that I would say blast furnace. I still have them, by the way. I have a couple with tens and thousands of kills on them, and I just won't. I won't get rid of them. Too much history.
How do you still have them?
I just don't delete them. They're just fixed. They're fixed at 1600.
Oh my gosh! My perennial problem is. I was just telling them the other night. Went to DSC. I played my Warlock because it had the fewest items in the Postmaster, and my vault was full. I cannot keep it. To any reasonable limit. I'm a pack rat extremist, and I didn't even play before 2 years ago, so it's hard to imagine.
Yeah, there's some guns I would just not ever. I won't delete them. They just stay in my vault, and I'll bring them out every now and then too. I've used my blast furnace in Crucible because Crucible's not light. It's not power enabled, so you can bring back any weapons you want. And I'm always amazed when I bring out, like, say my my Bygones pulse rifle from Forsaken, and I'm sure people are like, did I just get killed by a Bygones? Yeah. People have played a while. They're like, what on earth? Yeah.
Exactly.
I always hope people say that when I kill them with it.
Hey folks, Laz here with GDC today. Do you have some litigation that you need stamped? Maybe some signatures, some I's dotted, some T's crossed? Well, we don't do that here. We just do some random chit-chat and all that. And you're listening to Guardian Downcast.
This is from Mitsutani0708. Question for the show. Looks to me, everybody thinks that after Final Shape, Destiny 3, ? We will lose our vault content, exotics and all. What would you say when we get them back, they would be shuffled between classes? I mean, to a limit that makes sense. For example, Phoenix Protocol would stay on Warlock, exotic, but Grafalcon's now is a Titan chess piece.
Oh, don't buff the Titans. Just nerf them, please. Nerf them to the ground.
What do you think, Slamin?
I don't know. That's a very interesting question. Since I sort of rotate through classes, it wouldn't be horrible. There are times where I wish I had, some more options, but man, it really is sort of set in my mind. I don't know. I mean, I guess I wouldn't kill me, but at the same time, it would feel strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could see that happening because, that the witnesses, we break out into this world that she's trying to copy and manipulate and kind of give her version of it. So that would make sense that, she would get it wrong as far as pieces for what character and stuff. She was trying to imitate that. I still believe this is still my belief, and I haven't relinquished this belief yet. And it's a rabbit hole. It's a tinfoil hat theory, but I still say it to this day. Everyone thinks that we're going to beat the witness and that's it, game over. I don't think Bungie wants that to happen. I don't think we'll defeat the witness. I think what'll happen is something will get manipulated and we'll get thrown into an entire different world. Like a snap of the fingers type thing, or some kind of, maybe some kind of Alamo for the witness if she sees she's losing, it, and all of a sudden we're in a, cause the Vex can go through time travel. So why not the witness being able to manipulate that,
Interesting.
I still think it's a soundbite I've had all year, and it's called, what if the witness wins? Everyone assumes we're going to beat the witness and beat the tar out of her and game over, but what if she wins? Or maybe not wins, but escapes and throws us a loop, a curveball or something. Then I would think, okay, that would make me want to look forward to after the episodes come out, which are like backstory. Like, I think I've considered it like a big epilogue. So their way of stretching the rest of the year, maybe going into a Destiny 3 or a Destiny 2, whatever, coming in 2025, maybe that would be something that we would look forward to for the new game. I don't know. I just don't see Bungie putting out the same old, because this is the time when they really need to keep people connected to the Destiny game. I just don't see how they're going to do it with just, we beat the witness now. Oh, let's play some episodes. I just don't see it happening. Bungie's smarter than that.
Yeah, where's the hook?
Exactly my point. Something has got to hook us into the next iteration of Destiny. And I think something like that might happen. I hope I'm right. I hope it's not, we beat the witness and all of a sudden dead game, Yeah,
there you go.
So that's my 2 cents. He has a follow-up question, Mitsutani does, and it is, if you could choose, what exotic would you like to use on your main that belongs to a different class? I, for example, would love to be able to go invisible with my Warlock, Assassin's Cow, or Grafalcons. I've been wanting to go invisible with my Warlock, too. Yeah, for the record.
That's always a good one.
Yeah.
I rotate around nowadays, so, my main doesn't feel quite as, main as it used to, so don't have an overdriving need for it, but yeah, invisibility is of course always great.
Yeah, I would love to have that on Warlock. It's definitely a nice thing to have when you're on Hunter, that's for sure. You get in trouble, just go invisible. Yep. All of a sudden you can reset.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would have to choose Lucky Pants. I would love to use Lucky Pants between all my characters.
Okay.
Between all classes.
Addict.
Blame Monkey for that.
Oh boy, he's got you hooked on the lucky pants. All right, fine.
Yep.
Okay. Also, Dimwee has a question here before we leave, and he asks, getting the elephant out of the room, Priceless, what is up with the teabagging?
Blame Monkey for that also.
Monkey?
So during our very first Grim match, I was put in a team with Monkey against Gator, and I ended up killing Gator somehow, which me being very new to the game, I was like, oh my god, I just killed a celebrity.
I don't recall.
And Monkey leads me up and he's like, Cloud, do this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
So
Monkey.
then I guess I just, whenever I would kill someone, it's like, I would always do that.
What have you begun, Monkey? What have you started?
We'll call it her signature move.
That is her signature move. She'll do it to everybody. Everybody. If she's on my team, I die from someone else. I'm like, what is going on? She's teabagging me. What the heck's going on here? I didn't even.
Yeah, because you're an old man.
It's exuberant. I will tell you that. I mean, I was just thinking the other day, I could probably count the number of people I've teabagged, besides Cloud, on one hand.
Yep.
And
I do
it just cracks me up. I mean, it's so strange to see, but I've just given up. It's her expression of joy.
I got you.
Like, I killed you, haha.
Speaking of Dimwee, we have a speak pipe from him, by the way. I wanted to play that one before we go tonight. Here we go.
Hey, Dimwee here, and I have a question for the show. Apologies for, not answering for so long, because I didn't really have anything to ask or say. But my question for the show is something that happened recently to me. So, me and my friends have been quite dry on Destiny 2. We have been playing Call of Duty. And, then it turns out there's an exotic quest now. So, we wanted to play it. I was up to date, conveniently, but my friend wasn't. So we played, 2 weeks worth of story. And then he decided he just wanted to rush through the new exotic mission. So, just before he finished it, he goes into the activity during a dialogue, and then the cutscene shows up, and he skips it. Now I have no way of watching it on my character, except for, watching it on YouTube. And, well, the question for the show I have is, have you ever had a situation where you were thinking to your friends, I may never see you ever in my life, but for some reason I have the urge to strangle you through a microphone? Alright, that's the question. Have a nice day, lads. Bye.
Thanks, Dimwee. Always the best, brother.
Yep, I've wanted to strangle Briggs so many times.
Oh yeah, but that's different. My nephew was exactly the player he described. When we started this game, he skipped every cutscene, and it drove me. I'm a very mellow person, and I would just kind of lose it internally. I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" Why you create secondary characters? I mean, that's the only thing I could say. That's the reason you make another character, so you can actually go through it by yourself and listen to the cutscenes.
Exactly. Yep. Good point. Price, does that happen to you?
Not really. More of it's like I'm in a chat and I'm like watching a cutscene and people are talking and I'm kind of like, well, can you guys like hush for a minute? I'm trying to watch this cutscene.
It's funny you should say that. I was behind. I thought I was caught up, and apparently when Miner and NS Ripsaw ran with me last night, I had missed a whole week of content. Didn't even realize it. I was really making a lot of content last week, so I must have just put my head down and didn't even think about it. But they helped me run through all the stories and got all that done, and then we finally got the bow done. And Miner had already run it, so he was really cool. He sat back and said, "All right, you got a cutscene coming, so I'm going to be quiet and just let you guys listen to it." So it was myself and NS Ripsaw's first time getting the bow. So shout out to Miner. Cool dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Props to Miner.
Yeah.
Dude, it's Miner.
Yeah,
See, I almost said it like he does. So yeah, thank you for that. All right. Elmer Fudd Games. Play that intro music, sir.
Oh, listen to the Guardian Downcast. Oh, it's a playlist. Yes. Ooh. And I've heard they've won awards for it and such.
Thank you, Mr. Fudd. Hope you're doing well, sir. Happy holidays, sir. Merry Christmas. This is the final segment of our show. This is where we pick our song for our award-winning Guardian Downcast show playlist, a little sample of what myself and our guests like to listen to. And we invite you to listen to it as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify, and we have it on Apple Music as well. The links will be down in our description below if you want to follow along and see what we pick every week. We now have 1,164 songs representing all of us and all of our past guests ever since July of 2019 when we started this podcast. Consider it a time capsule, if you will. I'll start with you, Priceless. What song did you pick for our playlist and why?
I picked the song Flutter by Diamond Eyes. This song really reminds me of Destiny. If you go and listen to it, every time you hear that song, it's just like, I think of all the scenes that have made Destiny, like Crow getting over his past self, all those characters' journey, just trying to reconnect with old friends and like trying to break free and like accept themselves and everything.
Very nice. I listened to it last night. I liked it. I said, I don't know anything about this group, but I like the music. It's pretty upbeat. I like it. I was just telling your dad that last night.
Yep.
All right, Slamin, I'll go to you, sir. What did you pick for tonight?
Well, it was harder than I imagined, actually. I thought about all kinds of different things, like, the first album I ever owned, Boston,
Ooh,
some of the big bands from our thing. I got that for a ice cream bar at junior high. I was eating it, and the guy's like, hey, I really want the ice cream bar. I'm like, well, I only have one. And he said, I'll trade you my Boston album. So first album, it's great. Yeah.
You got Boston original vinyl?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
Wait,
great.
do you still have it?
Around someplace, I think.
Wow.
Other groups were big for me. Rush. I loved, strangely enough, Fleetwood Mac was like every song I loved. There's only like one genre that I'm not a big fan of music, but I'm not going to mention it because I know a lot of members are fans, so I'm going to skip past that.
Okay.
I ended up going with Heart because I love...
Ann Wilson?
I just love, I love Wailers. And I went with Battle of Evermore, which actually isn't a song I've listened to as much as others, but it's also a nod to Led Zeppelin, which was big for me in a couple ways because I played football at high school, and that was probably 50% of what we listened to on our high school bus trips. And also, they were a big inspiration to them. They snuck out and went to a Zeppelin concert, and really that's one of the things that cemented them thinking this is something we want to rock. And I just love that so much. So it was Heart, Battle of Evermore.
I love that song. Is that the live version?
Live version, yeah.
Oh, it's even better. Ann Wilson's better live than she is in a studio, I swear to God. Wow. Good pick. Can't wait to put that one on. Let's see. I picked this was a band I actually listened to in high school and into college. It's the trio from Surrey, UK. They formed in 1969. They're considered the pioneers of progressive rock. And I have to agree. The song I chose is from their 81 album of the same name. It's Abacab. And is the album and the song. And the band has released 21 albums so far. And the band is Genesis. So many great albums. But I really stand by their earlier stuff. I think their earlier stuff was better than their later stuff. They became more of a pop band in the 80s and 90s. And it was good. Don't get me wrong. But it just didn't have the magic that the early songs had. So yeah, Abacab.
So great.
I picked Mama. Mama was on there from the same album, but
Mama.
No, that is Abacab as well. That's my favorite album from them. So
great.
Very cool. Hey, just a quick reminder that we have several Destiny 2 clans, and we invite all of you to be a part of it. If you're looking for a home to share your Destiny experiences, now would be a great time to jump in and get to know some of these great gamers. We're here for the community and friends you make along the way, and no hardcore restrictions. And enjoy what time you have for Destiny is all we ask. So if you're looking for a clan out there, join our Discord. That's discord.gg/Guardian Downcast, and just reach out to a mod and we'll open the door for you. So join us. And later, Guardian. I just received my 6th lore book from Bungie a few weeks ago, and this Grimoire Anthology Edition is called Partners in Light. And while I haven't finished it yet, I tend to read a few entries per day and reflect on them. I wanted to share 2 lore entries today that I just loved. The first lore entry is entitled No Res for the Weary, which came from the Forsaken expansion of Destiny 2. My guardian is immortal. My guardian is forever lost to me. He boarded the derelict Almighty with his fire team, hoping to salvage Cabal secrets from the Star Murderer. I should have seen the trap. Was it Cabal? Was it some Vex infection from Mercury? I don't know. It's all my fault. I remember the moment of activation felt like falling. He lunged for the center, crying out to his friends, "I'll disarm it." He is still lunging. Fly to the Almighty, and you will find him there, caught in the amber of slow time, reaching forever. I have observed his motions carefully. He will arrive at the mechanism and deactivate the trap in only a little more than 50,000 years. I cannot resurrect him. I have tried so hard. The city's warlocks and thanatonauts answered all of my desperate questions, even when I began to ask if he could be destroyed. At least if he were gone, unmade, then I can make him again. Why can't I bring him back? If a guardian falls into Titan's methane sea, they do not die instantly, but we can still bring them back on the arcology. If a guardian hurls themselves off their ship into space, do we need to wait for them to disintegrate in the solar wind before we bring them back? No. No. It was never hard before. I see him right there, and he seems so close. All I was ever meant to be was his ghost. But all a ghost know, there are places where we cannot bring our guardians back to life. And this is one of them. Why? Is the darkness gathered against us here? Is the light too weak? I think I know why. Some share my theory. What do we do when we bring our guardians back? What is the magical heart of the process? Are we like the city's probability kilns, twisting the quantum vacuum in our favor to yield matter? Perhaps. Perhaps. But certain members of a cult I shall not directly name have their own specific interpretation of this process. When you bring him back, they told me, you must have a template, an image to provide you with the information you need. Where do you find that template? Simply in a neighboring timeline, a place where he is still alive and intact. And wherever there is great danger, wherever the probability of death is too high, then those timelines become scarce and hard to reach. And so you will find the zones where guardians cannot be easily remade. If this is true, then I am doomed and free. There will be no alternate worlds in which my guardian escapes that trap. There will be no hope for resurrection. I will be a ghost alone. But the thought haunts me that I might be wrong, and that he is still waiting for me. The second lore entry is also from the Forsaken era and is titled Confessions of Hope. The choice haunts me. It was not reasoned. I let emotion get the better of me. The fallen had moved on. The few survivors were huddled close in the dark of a cave, muffling their heavy, quick breaths, stifling their sobbing. When I found them many nights before, I also found renewed purpose. I had traveled these dead and dying worlds for longer than I cared to remember, all the while in search of a spark worthy of ignition. Over time, I've grown weary, but in this small band of survivors, I found hope. If I couldn't find a lost soul worthy to be touched by the light, then I could find another way, a smaller way, to be of service. I would lead this small gathering of desperate men, women, and a single child to the growing sanctuary beneath the traveler. If I cannot find a hero to challenge the darkness, I would be a guide to those in need of salvation. It took some time to gain their trust. I was odd. Other. They thought I was an angel. I told them I was not. They named me Tianchi. I did not object. The child marveled at me. Still too young to speak, much less comprehend. He had a presence that was a burden and a boon. His parents did all they could to nurture him, protect him, with the aid, comfort, and care of their traveling companions. Once strangers, now bound deeper than blood, their shared experience in this new life after the end of the world. On that day in that cave, huddled in fear as the fallen skiff's roar faded over the tree line, the mother wailed, a sound I never before heard and hope never to hear again. Such pain, such sorrow, grief, suffering, loss. Her cry echoed through the forest. Her husband, weeping and on the edge of breaking down, simply held her, and the dead child in her arms. The others tried to calm them, out of fear that the fallen would return. The attack had been swift and brutal. 20 dead. Only 9 survivors, here in this cave. I watched the tree line, anxious and afraid. The mother's pain filled the space between the thick trees. I turned back to her and saw it for the first time. The child's spark. Faint, but there. This little boy was not my charge. Those selected to return were champions. This child was so small, so frail. What devotion had he shown? What bravery? What had he sacrificed? But a thought lingered. Was it not my purest purpose to deliver hope? Every hero raised fought not for themselves, but for the whole of humanity. If saving one life, if redressing this one terrible loss, was not a worthy cause, what was? I watched the mother as she cried. I felt myself expand, felt the light that was in me intensify. In a way, it was outside of my control, as if something had reached inside of me and flipped a switch. A beam erupted from my core and bathed with light the child's small broken body. A second passed, and he began to cry. All fell silent. The traveler's gift had been given. A child returned. And with him, the beginning of my journey's end. Did I do the right thing? Would the child grow to reach his peak physical self? Would he, like all returned, be ready for the wars to come? But then a thought came over me, one I had never before considered. Maybe death would have been better. Have I saved the child or doomed him? As his cries echoed, the survivors looked on in shock. There was joy in their silence, wonder. I looked down on him, and pride began to well inside of me. I had done what was right. But that was then. Only months ago, but long enough to seem a lifetime. Now the fallen are back, and we are running. And I fear the promise of a gift given is far from enough to save us from the pirate's blade. Out there in the wilds, survival depends heavily on your ability to elude fallen patrols. Everything else, every other danger is secondary. Exposure, starvation, hungry beast, crazed bandits. All can be assessed and managed, but fallen, these vicious pirates, they hunt and kill not only for their own survival, but for sport. They relish the slaughter. I was guiding our ragtag group through dense woods, but with a child to carry and many survivors wounded, we didn't move quickly enough. We had been spotted a few miles back. The attack was swift, violent. The child's mother fell almost immediately. Her father foolishly, though maybe it's best to imagine he was brave, let his grief and fear get the better of him. He ran to her aid, but there was none to give. Now he is gone as well. 2 parents dead, 1 orphaned child, gifted in ways he can't yet understand. Others grabbed the infant and fled. He cried, confused, frightened. They muzzled his fear and made for the thick of the forest. I followed. The child was mine to protect, if I could. I had no choice but to stay with him. And yet here I am. This hasty dictation is meant to give some insight, if needed, into my choice, into my moment of weakness that led to a child reborn. I'm recounting as I flee, so mind the clip nature, this truncated plea for understanding and a brief history of what happened here. I will send this message on signal to any ghost who may hear. The fallen are on me. I have run from the pack to lead them away. Should I survive, I will return to the child. Should I fall, he will be left to the others to raise, and will ever have only 1 second life to give. I left him in the care of a terrified man and woman, but they are smart and caring. They have courage, but know when to run, when to survive. They will stay hidden until the fallen are away, my light serving as a distraction to lure them as far from these humans as I can. I made my presence known to the pirates and darted from the last of the survivors, made myself a target to buy them time. But that time is short. The fallen are close now, and closing. I can hear the bark of their war cries. I can feel the spark of their blades. They've long since learned that to kill one like me is a future problem solved. I am not sorry for the choice I made. The child gave hope, though fleeting. What comes next for him is unknown, but there is promise in him, should he find sanctuary, should he find guidance. This is not a confession. This is my hope. This is my... You know, we kind of take our little ghost on our shoulder for granted these days, and because of these lore entries, we have kind of a backdrop of a day in the life of a ghost, although these ghost stories are from unknown ghosts, unfortunately. But it just exemplifies how Destiny lore can present a larger overall picture of the Destiny universe. And these entries can make our experiences more than just shooting aliens and getting loot, right? So if you want to know how to find lore in the game, and more importantly, where to start in this diverse collection over the years, check out episode 20 of my Destiny Help Desk podcast titled Destiny 2 Lore, What You Don't Know May Surprise You, which features 2 of my lore friends, Mr. Des Raven from the Guardian Hub podcast, and Lazarus the Lich, or as you might otherwise know him, as my podcasting attorney of space law in our Discord community, Laz. So check that episode out, and it can help introduce you into the backdrop of this game we love. Especially since it seems like we're going to have some time before our next big expansion. It'd be kind of cool to know what's going on up to this point.
Hello everybody, you are listening to Jealous Gaming on Guardian Downcast.
Hey, just a couple announcements before we go. I wanted to mention that we are going one more week, since it's the holiday week, for our recipe contest. If you want to go to our Discord channel labeled Recipe Contest Channel, you can enter them right there. And the first of the year, we're going to pick a winner. We're going to have 2 drawings for a $50 Amazon gift card and some Guardian Downcast merch, compliments of our Patreon community. So one more week. Let's see if we can get a couple more holiday recipes. They don't have to be holiday recipes. It can be any kind of recipes. Final call if you want to get into the drawing for an Amazon gift card and some merch. Hey Guardians, would you like to give back to our community? If you received any value from today's podcast episode and would like to give back, head over to our website, GuardianDowncast.com, and select the Patreon button to see what extra perks and benefits you can get from the several tiers of membership available. If you would like to give a one-time donation, click on our PayPal button and follow the prompts. Our community runs on our membership, and we never accept outside sponsors or advertisers. We're Guardian Downcast. Your stories, your community, your destiny. Quick shout out to our patrons. A shout out to our Dungeon Champion patrons. That would be Rafi, Nitro TJ, Smiter, Technical, Wicked Trinity, Deadpool 1 Merc, and Jack for Gigabyte Kill. Thank you to our Raid Boss patrons, Jealous, Frostbite, TL Tim, there's your Christmas present, Tim, Average Destiny 2 player, Amazing Taco King, Sith Daddy Fresh, and Nico, aka Jersey. Thank you all for giving back to our show and community. A quick thank you to all our patrons out there. You know who you are. We hang out in our Discord patron lounge and say good morning and talk life and all that good stuff. So thank you all to everyone who has supported and given back to the show. And thank you for listening. A quick shout out to all of our moderation team in our Discord community. Without these awesome people who, by the way, they donate their time because they love the community and the people in it. Without these Guardians, we would not be able to operate the Discord. I mean, I can't do it myself. So, listing them in chronological order of joining us, we have RNG Gator, Admiral Nips, Warcry, Jealous, Chubby Wizard, Mr. Monkey, Commando, Hades, Hammer Crasher 32, Brittany, Heyoka, Scarlet KM, Ronan Red Lion, and Sin Media. Thank you to all our moderation team. And if you ever join our Discord and need some help with something, need to be pointed in the right direction, or just have a question, you can at our community moderation or at any of these people that I just mentioned, and they'll be glad to point you in the right direction, help you out. Whether it's joining a clan or whatever, there you go. Well, that's a wrap. Another episode in our collection. For our listeners out there, we have 230 other episodes. We have a great live show last week. I just finished listening to it. Really, really great show last week. So if you missed our live show last week, check that one out. Like I said, if you're just finding out about us, do us a favor. We grow organically. Tell a friend about us. It's guardiandowncast.com. It has everything right there on the website if people need to know more about us. You can contact me via Twitter at Todd the Gator. That's 2 D's and GATR. You can find me on Steam and PS5 by the same name. And I have a YouTube channel, Todd the Gator, where I create videos to help new players. I post podcast clips, some commentary and opinion on occasion, and I even stream sometimes, depending on what I'm doing for the week. Usually with the community, by the way. And also I have another podcast called The Destiny Help Desk. The format's a little bit different. The Guardian Downcast is our news and community interviews, but the Destiny Help Desk is going to have more of a singular focus on one aspect of Destiny 2. Whether it's learning where to find Destiny lore or build crafting, anything like that, that's the place to go. And if you're just thinking about playing Destiny 2, it's a good podcast to check out. I got all kinds of stuff to help you out and get you going on your way. This week, we have our next Destiny Help Desk podcast episode coming out. It is featuring my friends Fluffy Fingers MD and Sweaty Spooks, and we talk about all the different ways you can get good in the Crucible. There's a lot of people out there who don't really play the Crucible or like had a bad experience with it and are like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do Crucible. I don't want to do PvP. Check out this episode. It might be what you need to hear. Lots of really good wisdom in this episode. So check that out. DestinyHelpDeskPodcast.com, and you can listen to all the past episodes and such, or you can find us on any podcast app of your choice out there. All right, before we go, we have another Scumdeath Corner, a holiday Scumdeath Corner. So, Uncle Scumdeath, what is going on in the UK today, brother?
Hello, and welcome to Humbug's Corner. Nightmare this is. About 3 weeks ago, I ordered some Dr. Martin sandals for the missus' Christmas. And so I got them sent to my brother's house, and he only lives like a minute's walk away from my house. So I said, keep them there, like, you know. So he's had them for 3 weeks. And then earlier on, I was like, right. So I went down, grabbed them, come back, all in the Dr. Martin box. Lovely. So I went to wrap, and I thought, oh, they're really nice. So I'll have a quick look at them. So I opened the box, and so I looking at the shoes, and I'm like, oh, yeah, they're nice, but they don't look new. All the sort of where you put your foot, the sole, you got Dr. Martin motif, whatever, and it's sort of been rubbed away. And then the more I looked at them, I could see like toe prints. I'm like, what the fuck? These were reduced from 120 quid to 80 quid, and I'm like, these ain't new. These fucking things are second hand, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? So I phoned my brother, and he's like, mate, I don't know. They just turned up at my house. I ain't got a fucking clue. He just gave me the box, like, you know. So I'm like, right, I'm coming down. So I took it back down to my brother, and he's like, yeah, these fucking things are second hand. I'm like, mate, we got it from a reputable website. It's like, oh, here we go. Christmas is ruined. That is it. I am finished with Christmas. No more. That's it. I'm done. So my brother, he phoned his daughter who he lives with. She's like, you might have given him my actual shoes, which I keep in Dr. Martin box. She's like, yeah, I like to keep them out of the way, like, you know. So she's like, have a look in my room. So my brother went up into his daughter's room, and yeah, my missus is brand new, untouched, no toe prints on the soles. Shoes were there. Thank God. Christmas can happen now. So, I tell you what, that was heart attack moment. That was a fucking nightmare. But, yeah, well, what I'm going to do now is I am going to wrap the last 4 little prezzies I've got. I'm going to watch the 1951 Alistair Sim Scrooge, and I'm going to love it. So, love you all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that shit. Love you.
Thank you, Uncle Scumdeath. Man, I was worried for you too. I thought you were, that was a great story. I thought you were actually going to say that the daughter had worn him and thought that she could put him back in the box. Cause that was what I was imagining was happening. So glad Christmas wasn't ruined for you, brother. And, okay. I have a legal notice here, that I need to play this message. Okay. I have no clue what this is.
Yes. Hello, Guardian Downcast. As I record this, I should identify who I am. How silly of me. This is your space lawyer, Laz speaking. I'm outside of my lovely abode right now. Christmas inflatables all over the place because they're drunk off of life. That's why they're all sideways. Who knows? I'm sending this message because I've seen a lot of chatter about these TL Tim payments. I would just like to let you all know that I have connections. Underground connections. No, like legitimate. My power lines are underground, so that's how I'm connected. But I will tell you right now that I will not be undersold. I will not be undercut. I will not be under anything. I am the dominant one here. I will be on top of every... What's that? Oh, that comes off sounding weird. Well, it's too late. I've already said it. It's in the recording. You can't edit these things, right? Agnes, you told me you could edit these? Okay, never mind. The only payments that will be coming are for me. So as I walk back into my house, which has a lovely little strobe light that says North Pole in my garage because I'm a filthy liar, please remember that the payments go to me, only to me. All right, enjoy.
Thanks, Laz. That's Laz, my space lawyer. And, okay, I've got something to admit here. I might be a little behind on my payments to Laz. So I guess he subpoenaed the payments from TL Tim. So just, I guess just keep sending the payments, Tim, and, I guess we'll just go toward my balance that I owe Laz. Okay. Remember, everyone, as you're playing Lightfall, Season of the Wish, take breaks, get outside and touch grass. TL Tim. Hey, everyone, remember, we're Guardian Downcast, your stories, your community, your destiny. Be good to your fellow Guardians in the Destinyverse.
Defeat is not surrender, Guardian.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian. And Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Slamin and Priceless, wow, had a great time tonight. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yes.
Just a fantastic time. I'm so glad I was able to finally talk to you two because I know we had a hard time connecting in the past, and I'm glad you guys were able to meet up tonight and talk with me. I appreciate it.
It's been quite an honor.
Thank you. I feel honored.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like how I look back at how shy I was when I first came on, and then so many people just helped me grow, and now I'm on the show with my dad, just talking about life, talking about Destiny. Just, it's amazing.
Everybody loves you in this Discord. There's no doubt about that. So,
perfect wrap up.
Priceless, where can people find you? I guess in the Discord or on Xbox?
Yeah, Xbox, PricelessCloud.
Very good.
You can find me there and add me as a friend. Let me know who you are so I can add you back.
Sure. Absolutely. And Slamin, where can people find you, sir?
Pretty much the same. Slamin Perfect Xbox, Slamin on Discord.
Very nice. Yep. Well, thank you again, both of you. That was a great show.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks so much, Gator.
You are most welcome. Priceless. I've decoded the Matrix.